And the reason I always remember that is because every time I go to the clinic or something, they always want to know your date of birth. And so I always tell them the exact time, which is who knows when I was born. I just say it because it's fun. Well, you know what it's like getting an appointment with the doctor? So it's no different than me getting along with Dr. Ram and needed date, and I needed to get those demerits, or not demerits, that's the police guy. I had a few of them too, but you know, let's just say what I call situations like losing your license for too many demerits, or you know, out at the shop we have the odd situation that's not what we wanted to achieve. Some people call it a failure, some other people have other names for it, but we have learned to call them learning opportunities. Because if you have a bad situation and you just get all grumpy and walk away and feel bad and look at your feet, you're not going to get any value out of it. But if you step out of it and try to understand what happened, what caused the situation, that's a learning opportunity. That's what you guys are doing here in high school, is learning, right? I like to reflect back to the basics of the little red hen. You guys ever heard the story of the little red hen? You know, if you don't put the work in, you don't help make grow the grain and cook the bread, you don't get to eat it. That's how life is. You need to help each other. You need to work together as a team to get positive results. There's lots of those little fables that got me through. And anyway, I just think, like Kevin said, life can get pretty complicated. You get caught in the rut of buy, or accumulate. In fact, they call me a hoarder once in a while. But it's not that I'm hoarding to accumulate materialism. I'm investing to create sales, and some of them take 10 years to create. So when I make a sale, after being a hoarder all these years, I am now a hero. I'm a hero because I was like collecting wine that it got worth more money and time, and I got good dollars out of it in the end. I'm also a hero because I managed to help somebody out that needed a deal on a product that we have, which would be 50% off what the OEM or the big dealer guys want. So really, if you wanted to know more about me and my career and how I've been successful, it's because it goes back to my farming days. We were blessed as a family to be connected to farming through our bigger families, our uncles and aunts and so on. And we always had meat in the freezer. Funny how we never had steaks because we didn't know they existed. We had soup bone, liver, tongue, and hamburger. And the one thing about eating meat like that off the farm is you got to learn how to cook. Just add onions, boys. If you want to get out on your own, you've got to cook. You're cooking up some meat, just add onions, you'll be good. But the other thing you need to know, you can buy soup bone dirt cheap, and if you learn how to cook it, there's just as good meat on that soup bone as there is in a filet steak. So you got to learn about bone picking. Yeah. Anyway, if you guys want to learn more about how to be successful as a entrepreneur, I guess I am. They call me a servant leader. I guess a lot of the ways I've been successful is by walking on water for customers. We have a customer in Tuktoyaktuk that couldn't get a fuel pump for their engine, nowhere in North America. And through my connections with my networking, ours as our team of our company, we were able to come up with a fuel pump within 48 hours from southern Alberta to Tuktoyaktuk, which is on the Arctic Ocean, within 48 hours. You get that done by knowing people, them trusting you, and extra effort to make a customer satisfied. So if you want to be successful in life, make sure you know what your mission is. Make sure you're true to yourself. Make sure you're respectful of yourself, confident in yourself, and like believing in yourself and all that stuff. And get to work and make it happen. And the rewards will come to you. I've been rewarded every year, every day, every week, every month by being able to go to work at my shop every day, 6 or 7 days a week, because it rewards me. It warms my heart to see my people grow, to see these young men grow, to see my customers happy, and just to feel good about life. So in closing, I just want you guys, if I'm supposed to be motivating young students, learn that whatever you got a passion for, it can get you wherever you want to go. If you want to know about my business, come out for a visit. What could happen? Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. Now my pleasure to introduce Charlie LaRue, who will be introducing our distinguished faculty member, Mr. David Andreasen. Charlie.
actually, I would like to speak for a moment on Mr. Andreessen's character, just because for the few short hours I've been speaking with him, I've been speaking to his wise, kind mind that is very full of puns, but has also really touched the hearts of so many people here, and there's been so many people that I can see he's made a big change in their life, and he's been instrumental to their careers and their lives after high school. But now I'll read the paper that was given to me. Following his graduation in 1970, Dave Andreessen pursued post-secondary studies at Camrose Lutheran College, now Augustana, before completing an honors Bachelor of Arts in English at the University of Alberta in 1974 and a professional diploma in education in 1975. He began his teaching career at Stettler Junior High and in 1976 joined the staff at École Camrose Composite High School, ECCHS, marking the beginning of a remarkable two-year career with Camrose School District and its successor, Battle River School Division. At ECCHS, Dave made a lasting impact as a teacher, coach, mentor, and leader, inspired by the mentorship of Hugh Irving and his colleagues like Neil Johnson. He contributed extensively to both academics and athletics. His coaching achievements include leading the football team to an undefeated championship season in 1979, earning him the title of Football Alberta's Coach of the Year, and coaching teams in reach for the top and debate competitions. Wow. Pursuing lifelong learning, Dave completed a Master of Education degree from the University of Calgary in 1986. He served as English department head, was seconded to National Defense Schools in Germany for 3 years, and later played a key role in implementing a revised English program of studies. He was a pioneer of the Advanced Placement Program at ECCHS and mentored more than 15 students over the course of his career. Beyond the classroom, Dave demonstrated a deep commitment to his community by coaching minor sports, leading Scouts Canada groups, serving with the Bethany group, and actively participating in the Kingsman and Daybreak Rotary clubs. After 37 years at ECCHS, he transitioned to Pace Outreach School, retiring in 2019 after a distinguished and inspiring career dedicated to education and community service. Today we proudly recognize Dave Andreessen with the Wall of Fame Distinguished Staff Award. His legacy of excellence, leadership, and service has left an indelible mark on ECCHS and the broader community. Congratulations, Dave, on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you, Charlie.
No worries.
Nice beginning. Gosh, this is kind of nice. Thank you. Thank you very much, Charlie, for the very, very kind words, and to the Wall of Fame Committee for your organization and for the program. I appreciate the distinction and honor of being chosen, and thank you all. I'm, just before I get into the speech, I'm just going to deviate a little bit. Looking around, I see so many old friends and colleagues. I'm looking for Tom Spila. I haven't noticed. Tom is there. For those of you who don't know Tom, could you please stand up? Thank you, Tom. There is my nemesis. In the long years I worked here, Tom and I had a friendly, joking rivalry, and I stress both of those things, over who had the largest classes. And sometimes we were in the high 30s and low 40s. Every single stinking time he beat me, without fail. Tom is fiercely competitive, and he kind of enjoyed that. And those of you who only know him casually as someone who is humble and gentle and kind and inspiring. He is all those things, but he's also fiercely, fiercely competitive, as witness the number of banners in the East Gym and a conversation, a casual conversation we had in, I think it was Walmart. God, I'm sorry, I shop at Walmart, how dare I say it? In a local store, pardon me, in a local store with Tom, and we were counting how many years of service. He beat me again by 1 year. For years before that, he'd beaten me by one student. Curse you, my nemesis. Anyway, it's an honor to have worked with him and others. Also, special thanks to Jim Offram and Max Lindstrand. I've been blessed to work with administrators at their caliber who respect and treat us well. Thank you for that. Thank you to all my long-term colleagues. You've pushed me, and I hope that I've helped you develop as well. So thank you. Thank you all. Now, on to what I had thought I would say. We're asked to say something that might inspire or interest students. And I offer 2 bits of advice about choice, and then I'll come to 2 quotations from my favorite poets about choice and show you about choices and recognizing choices have influenced my life. Maybe they will yours as well. The first choice that will influence how successful your life is choosing your parents. Now there's reverse engineering if ever there was one. I was blessed in that respect. I had wonderful parents. Excuse me. Jean and Harry had high expectations of us, and they only asked 2 things. 1, get a good education, you'll have a good life. 6 children. Sister Dana and I were counting a little earlier today. I think 13 degrees between us. Yep, that did well. And the second is you have an obligation to service, not unlike what Mr. Keach was saying earlier. Both those things have been very, very rewarding to me. The second choice is who you share your life with. I was lucky enough to marry a very wise and good woman who has been beside me every step of the way, and for that I am extremely grateful. A couple of little notes there. When in the mid-'80s, I started getting a seed planted from some of my colleagues who had been lucky enough to serve with national defense schools. They said, you should look at that. You should apply. We'd gone several times to Europe because of family reasons, and eventually I did, and we went. Can you imagine 3 little children, 2 of them, oh no, I guess in that point there was only 1 of them in diapers. I was working full-time. Who did all the heavy lifting? Not me. I'm grateful. There are other places. She shone, I chose well, and I've been very, very happy. Oh, goodness. That was okay. I thought maybe that was the end of the class, and I've already told you everything I know, so I was about to. Okay, the pressure's on. I got to go on. As an old English teacher, I always look to literature for things that's applicable and relevant. And I would like to offer some brief excerpts from Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken and Margaret Avison's The Swimmer's Moment. Avison starts her poem, "For everyone. The swimmer's moment at the whirlpool comes, but many at that moment will not say, 'This is the whirlpool then.'" Her notion, life is going to throw us curves in every sense. And we won't recognize we have choices. If we do, recognize it's a time for choice, and we make a choice and we work at it, we'll get out. Others who don't recognize it's in their power to choose will, in Avison's words, turn pale and forever on that rim of suction they will not recognize. Not cannot recognize, not do not recognize, but will not. Some people choose not to recognize they do in fact have a choice. I find that quite profound. Avison is rather obscure. She's Canadian. Thank you. Not enough chuckles there. We need. That's better. Elbows up. Come on. Robert Frost is much better known. The Road Not Taken, and he observed in reflecting back on his life, two roads diverged in a wood, and I chose the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Some choices, you can take the easy route or a harder route. But don't be afraid of being unconventional. Don't be afraid of doing what others may not expect. It can be much more rewarding. 3, maybe 4 quick observations about choice in my life. Not at all in chronological order, but here we go. I only walked 3 steps from beside Charlie to here. Those of you who've seen me walk any further will know, look, the old fart's got a gimpy leg. And that's true, I do. 23 years ago, I fell off a ladder, broke my leg, spent 9 hours in surgery, 4 hours in hospital. I eventually learned to walk again. While I was in University Hospital, just after the surgery, I was in my bed and just burst into tears. It only lasted for 10 minutes, maybe less. And I realized, you silly bugger, the only choice you have, only choice, is attitude. If you're going to get better, if you're going to do something, choose to get better. Another lesson from the same time was who I could count on. There are some people who are wonderful. Some were not. I learned who is very important in my world, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. Choices, choices, choices. Back to non-sequential or non-chronological order. I'd always assumed when I was younger that I would go to law school and be a lawyer. There was a certain degree of tradition in my family. That didn't work out. I finished my studies, I applied, and when my letter came, I thought, oh good, I'm in. And I opened it up, oh goodness, I'm waitlisted. And that means, if enough people don't show up, we'll maybe look at you. And I thought, what on earth can I do now? And rather than get mopey, I thought about my favorite teacher, Hugh Irving, who was just absolutely wonderful. I thought, he had a wonderful life. Maybe I'll try that. And if, as the narrator in Frost poem says, if it doesn't work out, I can go back and try the other choice. It was the perfect choice. I loved it. It was great. And sadly, I'm grateful for it. Hugh infected me with a love for puns. One I remember specifically, and there are some of you, yes, he wagged his finger at the class and he said, always, always be alert. The world needs more alerts. I like that. I was hooked. And from that, I learned, yes, I have an inveterate weakness, and I'm very good at it. And people who groan are just plain bloody jealous. Sharon Gilbertson, I don't know how many pun-offs we've had, but there's been no winners. But it's been a fierce competition, and it's ongoing. So the world is fine there. What else? Oh, the choice I made has afforded me contact with no end of fascinating people. I can't imagine another career where in the same classroom, I can deal with someone, very quickly, with a mass murderer and a provincial court judge. How could I tell? Or when shopping at a store in Edmonton, something generally beyond my price range, the manager, a striking looking woman, beautifully groomed, beautifully made up, kept looking over at me and smiling. And I went, what the heck is going on? And she came, introduced herself, and the name sort of rang a bell. And she said, I just wanted to thank you for what you did for me in grade 11. I had no idea that kid, at least, I touched, and maybe there were more. I don't know. I really don't know. Rewards that are intrinsic are the best ones. I'm so grateful to have had the life and the career I've had, and I'm grateful to have been recognized. And in all humbleness, I say, thank you. May you all have good lives, and may you recognize and make good choices. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all of our inductees for your presentations. And as I mentioned before, this is like hearing 4 graduation speeches in one short afternoon, so we appreciate that. Now, for those of you who are able to stay, we do have refreshments in the back room here. Please help yourselves and stay and visit with former colleagues. We would ask that the students take the inductees down to the Wall of Fame in the science area so that Nadine from the booster can get a picture of them. And we also want to get a picture of all of the former staff members over here by Graham. Right away, if we could do that, we'd appreciate that. Thank you very much for your engagement this afternoon, and we'll see you next year.